Hello, friends. Welcome to today's conversation with Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Srivastava, who is the COO and National Coordinator of iSTEM for Nanoscience and Engineering. Dr. Sanjeev holds a PhD in Polymer Nanocomposites from Instrument Design Development Center, IIT Delhi. He is also an active member of editor of News and Views, a newsletter of Society for Science Values Delhi, which works on ethics and plagiarism. So Dr. Sanjeev, welcome to our conversation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So Dr. Sanjeev, today we will discuss about iSTEM and understand how it is helping the startups across industry, including the electronic industry, and how it is benefiting them. So let us start with understanding, because you gave the idea to the government of India for an efficient use of publicly funded research facilities, which directly converted into a national level program called iSTEM. So tell us more about this idea and how it is enabling a positive change among startups from across industry.
I just want to start with when we were doing PhD in IIT Delhi, we were facing a lot of issues in getting the facilities R&D for our R&D. And that time we thought, okay, if this facility information will be at one portal, it can be leveraged to many researchers like we were facing problem that time. So it will give lot of information to those researchers who really need it and they don't have and they cannot afford in their institutions, right? So with that concept, we started talking to various researchers so that we can collect the data. And one day we collected those data and we started sharing in social media and we got a lot of likes. When we get like, we get happy. And those things, when we talked about the initiative, what I was doing in collection of data of R&D facilities and put on the map, I talked to Dr. R. Chidambaram about this and I informed, and the next day he came he went to Prime Minister office and he talked to him. And next day he called to our, then the chairman, Professor Namakant Bhatt, why not we should have a national portal about this? This idea looks very good and it will really give the optimal use of resources, what we are creating using the public funded things, okay, like taxpayer money. So with that idea, we started this iSTEM. And this idea, what we started, and currently it's really going in good way. It is helping a lot of startup industry, the researcher who are really looking for that kind of facility. So we have more than 20,000 facility listed in our portal. And those people who are going to start the startup, first, if they want to start anything, they need the infrastructure support. And if they don't have proper funding, they cannot do. Okay. So, and even the information where they can get those kind of support, where they can get the technical guidance, how to start, whether what they are thinking is good or not. So what we have come up with the idea that not only you will get the funding, we have also impaneled the many experts here who can guide if needed. Startup can come, they can choose those people in the particular domain, they can get the guidance, they can get help and start with those things. So it will help them in quick start those things what they want to implement. They want to convert idea into innovation and further into the product. So with that concept, we started, and it is helping a lot to all the startup industry, in mainly the electronics industry.
So could you highlight more about how this program is impacting the electronic industry, and what are some of the programs or courses that play an important role in enforcing a better ecosystem for the sector?
See, I just want to start with that Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology have established many facilities in the country like ISC Bangalore, IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, and especially in Electronics Center of Excellence in Nano Electronics. And one of that kind of facility we have in our Center for Nanoscience and Engineering. So this was started to help and boost the electronic industry so that they can mainly work in the manufacturing sector. and they can do something like design a chip, then convert into the product, and lot of help they are getting from our center. So such programs are already existing by the government of India, and they have implemented various programs for boosting the electronic industry. And through iSTEM, all these facilities are listed, and they, if they need, they can surely get the support from these facilities too.
Okay. Okay. So right now, iSTEM is in phase 2, and you have successfully surpassed the phase 1. So could you just tell us more about the phase 1, what it was, and how do you plan this phase 2? What difference and what advances this phase 2 brings for the iSTEM program?
Okay. So see, iSTEM phase 1 started in 2018 officially, and the main first scope was that to create a platform for such kind of need. And we took very short time, and we started working on that. And within 2 years, we created this platform in such a way that idea, what was we made, and the way people supported, government came to know and announced this one of the transformative idea for the country. And later on, Prime Minister office, when they came to know about this portal readiness level, and then they launched this last year January 2020. So when people come to know about this portal, they really become happy. What they were thinking earlier they could not do, and this is very much possible for any young researcher or any researcher who want to do something and he don't have anything. That way, this portal is giving lot of information, what we have facility. And apart from that, what government added into that is the digital catalog, which is the main, this one now has become for the second page as main item. So digital catalog was created to collect the information of last 5 year development. Last year when a pandemic came, the first people came as the researcher and the doctor, right? Doctor came to save our life, researcher came to provide the medicine like vaccination. That kind of effort started, and that time our honorable Prime Minister announced about the Atmanirbhar Bharat. And immediately we came to know that government is planning to have a digital technology map, right? So with that we got that initiative from the government of India again, because iSTEM portal has connected more than 1,000 institutions and more than 20,000 equipments are there. So they found suitable this platform so that we can get the collection of the data. And in those things, what we got, 700 technology got listed within 15 days, I can tell you, after the readiness of this portal from the various institutions. And those technologies are developed in last 5 years, which are really can be used by any startup. If they want, they can go through that. And for any startup, if you are not planning in proper way, startup get failed, right?
Yeah.
So for that, really this digital catalog is going to help. Okay, what basic research is already done, and the cost for doing basic research is more than the cost of developing the things, right? So that basic research cost can be saved by the startup. They can directly go to the level where it is left, and they can take it forward with the consent of the creator and inventor. So that kind of help iSTEM is going to provide to those startup company or electronic industry. And lot of product has been developed in last 5 years. As I mentioned, 700 are already listed, and we are following on e-waste technology and other technology what people are developing, so that we can get more and more information for our startups, and we can also support. But in phase 2, what we have taken now to initiate this facility startup, we have already a facility map we have already created. Now it is already there. More than 15,000 users are using every day. They are visiting. So apart from that, what we told to the government, why not we should target the development of indigenous equipment indigenously, okay? So that we can have our own thing, what we are purchasing, importing from, so that our budget, what we are using R&D budget for importing the equipment will be reduced. So in second phase, we have taken that kind of initiative. And also to maintain such kind of equipment, we generally get the people when we import the equipment, then surely we'll get the people who have made that equipment or provided that equipment to support also further for maintenance. And that is really costly. That is really costly for our country. So what we are thinking, if we can develop some kind of skill development in maintaining the equipment, and we can create skilled manpower as a tool engineer, they may not be doing the good research, but they will be really having the good knowledge of handling the equipment, maintaining time. AMC can be maintained with our people. So we can save a lot of fund, and that fund can be used to provide the researcher who are liking those things in the engineering college or any tier 2, tier 3 institutions. Okay, so with that support, we are coming with the phase 2, and we are also going to start some kind of funding for the startups, which will be there. Partially, we will fund to them if they are stuck with something, or suppose they want to use that facility, so we can reimburse those costs for the startup also, not only the researcher. So we are going to create one kind of model how we can support to startup company also.
Okay. So how are you going to fund these companies? Are there any competition going to be held? Any certain criteria they need to fulfill?
What still it is 1 week old, our second phase. So we are planning we are in phase of planning. So what we are thinking, we will create some kind of template where we will we will announce those things through social media and various other media, so that we can get a lot of applicants who really want to do. We will check the viability of those works, what they want to do, at what level they have, what kind of understanding they have. So we will have the technical review of those things first, and we will see how they are much interested, whether they are just trying to make the money only after some years to sell it, or they are really serious about the product what they have in their mind. So we are going to choose in on that basis, and maybe surely some target number we have every year to support as per the proposal and scope. So we will see that way, and we can see how much we can support. But this will be a partial funding to them.
Partial funding. So, okay, who all will be scrutinizing these features, and who will be deciding on the investment amount?
We have to form a committee of professors and people maybe from industry also, or maybe some national labs. So we are going to form a committee that may not be visible to outside world, but it will be done. Okay. So that we can do the blind review.
Okay. So phase 2 is already work in progress, and you have already started implementing it. What could be
Yes.
phase 3, the next phase?
Phase 3 is quite away after 5 years it is, but yes, we have planned. Whatever we are thinking to develop in phase 2, like indigenous equipment, concept first we want to build, right? Any industry can get into that one. Currently, what people are doing, just getting the distributorship and kind of things. We don't have a lot of manufacturing company who can make the real products. People generally import something or fabricate something, but real manufacturing is not going in India. Very less percentage is there. I don't know the exact percentage, but very less manufacturing is going on. What we are trying to build a system, ecosystem, so that people will understand the value of manufacturing at indigenous level. And after that, what we are trying to think, if this kind of technology will be developed in our country, we should have really a good market for that. And neighboring country are looking to us. They are looking like US. We are the US for them, right? US, Japan, Germany, this developed country like that. And I keep conducting many programs for them through our center in the field of nanotechnology as well as science, technology, and innovation policy. And I have conducted program for 40 countries. So they are looking for us. If such kind of market we can create, so our really the startup company or industry which are going to be developed in the next 5 years will have the market also. It's not that we just create the product and nobody is there to take it. So we will have to build those kind of market, and that I am looking at our neighboring country as well as the developing country what we have who are looking to India will surely provide that kind of opportunity to our industry people. Okay.
Okay. So that's the phase
so
3.
That will be in the phase 3.
Yeah. Phase 3. Okay. Okay. Great. So when it comes to researchers, and you're helping researchers in many ways, do you also help them in IPing their research work, encouraging, because patent is something where India lacks. We have innovation here. We have so much of talent here. Patent is something where we lack, and we lose that innovation to someone else. So are you encouraging these people? How is the iSTEM working towards enabling a better patent ecosystem?
I will go a little bit in the history. What question you are asking? We were having Indian Nano Electronics User Program supported by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and that time I was only the coordinator for that program too. So I want to tell you, INOP started in 2 institutions like IISc Bangalore and IIT Delhi. IIT Bombay. So what we did during that one, we invited people, like I'm talking about the various program what we are planning here in iSTEM also. So we invited people, those who were not having idea of research. They wanted to do research. They had that kind of, what you can say, the mind to do something, but they were not knowing where to go. So what we did, we conducted programs for them first. So we gave the name familiarization workshop, right? So first people were coming like faculty member and research scholar. We were telling what kind of research going on in the world, what our people are doing in the Center for Nanoscience Engineering. So we were introducing, and then we were guiding them to frame out their problem, what they are thinking, or if they have some matching frequency with the particular research area. So that they will get some guidance, and then we are connecting with those experts. Okay, now you frame it out and you tell us how many research scholars are working with you, and in the next level what we are giving, that hands-on training, right? So once person will know what he has to do in that particular area, we are giving the hands-on training so that he will know what kind of research infrastructure required, what kind of parameter he will have to study during whole research. So all those information we were giving. And once both the program, both level training completed, then we were asking those people, okay, now you have to write a proposal. What do you want to do in next third level? And that kind of proposal we were getting very refined in such a way that people came to our facility and completed their maximum research work in most, not more than in 1 month. Okay. And apart from that, and I can give you one example, one person from IIT Guwahati visited for 20 working days, means equivalently to 30 days. And the way he worked in our facility, the way we managed those slots in our facility, he got 2 patents out of those 20 days work. 2 patents. So that we reported in the government. Okay. So that kind of management is required in research. It's not that just you give slot, the person is keep doing, he don't know what he is doing, and the supervisor don't know what my student is doing. So that communication gap we will have to fill. Also, these people need technical guidance. What we did, we gave the technical guidance also, how to file, what to do. So we cannot pay for everything, but we can guide them how to do, right? And their institute was ready to pay for that kind of patent, and they got it. And very good thing I want to tell you, the way we gave guidance was completely no conflict of interest basis. Means you can find the more than 50 patents are reported through that program, but none of the faculty member or staff, or even including me, is author of those kind of things. So that kind of culture we want to build through our iSTEM program also. Like we are saying, the INOP kind of program should be started by every institution. They should come forward, support to researcher without any conflict of interest, and help them so that they can grow. And in that way, we have helped more than 7,000 researchers in the country in the field of nanoelectronics. 7,000 people we have trained.
So is there any upcoming research or innovation from iSTEM that you would like to discuss with us in the field of electronics?
Currently, I will say we are not in that phase. Maybe if you will call after 6 months or 1 year, we will be in position to report those kind of things. Okay.
I'll wait to hear from you then.
Yeah, because that phase now, platform is ready. People are getting connected. Government has mandated, even Ministry of Finance has mandated people. Why you people are using a lot of fund to purchasing the equipment? Why not you are sharing the equipment on the portal? And a order has been released from Ministry of Finance on that on 8th January. People have to share the new equipment or whatever old equipment they have, so that other can use. And they are trying to mandate also, you have to share some percentage with external user, and that will really help our startup company or any researcher to get those kind of support. Earlier they were not knowing where it is, where they should go, and I am sure iSTEM is going to help those startup in meaningful way.
Okay. So what are some of the challenges you see with iSTEM right now? Is there anything that needs to be changed? You need government intervention, or the industry should jump in? What for the academia? Anything that you would like to share with us?
Yes. I would like to say people are coming forward, those who are listening about iSTEM, but of course there is a inertia from institution, our government organization, people keep sending mail, people keep sending letters from government, sometimes people don't care. So I think government intervention at high level is required to really mandate everything. Unless you will not go, the things will not start from your institute, or some kind of parameters set to be set, so that will be help in their ranking also. Those who are supporting in good way, they should get good ranking. Those who are not supporting, of course, they should be penalized for that. So in that way, I think that will help iSTEM or even the government to minimize the R&D cost, what import we are trying to import, and provide many more people that kind of funding what I want to do through this iSTEM way. Okay. I just want to give one example here
Sure.
with the real, this one accounting, means financial part. Suppose we are going to say 5 transmission electron microscopy in the market, this one in the lab, right? That cost around 12 crore each. So it means you are going to save just 5 equipment, I'm telling you. Just save 5 equipment in the whole country. You are going to save 60 crore, right? And 60 crore can be given to 200 researchers with a grant of 30 lakhs. So it means your 5 TEM is going to kill the research of 200 researchers who just really want to implement a small idea into innovation and product. And that product may be really needed for our society. But by purchasing those equipment, keeping under the transparent cover is not going to help. So I think government also has realized, and that's why the Ministry of Finance, MHRD, everyone is issuing the letter in the name of this iSTEM. Okay, you have to share, or you have to share with the external user. So that is a really good example for that.
Exactly. That's really nice, and that just don't save the money, but actually that creates an ecosystem of sharing and collaboration.
Yes, exactly.
Which currently lacks in India. We work like an individual and not teams.
Yes. And you know, if any technology you want to develop, individual cannot develop. If suppose I am having the physics background and I want to create some device, or maybe healthcare device. If I want to develop, I need the biologist, I need the mechanical, I need the civil to check the compatibility also in various environment, various kind of technology will be needed to develop any device. Science can be done by single person, but technology cannot be done without team.
True. So did you face any kind of a red tapeism throughout the journey till now? Are there certain challenges from the bureaucrats that you would like to highlight?
No, I have not found. I think everyone is very much supportive in that way. And the way I explain, people really they come forward. I want to also contribute in this journey. So I have not faced any such kind of challenges. Yes, we are working hard to get those data, and we are trying to convince people so that they can update the details on the portal, iSTEM portal, like when their equipment is up, down, all kind of information we are trying to collect so that a person when he go to the portal will have all the information. Okay, I have to use this particular facility, whether it is up, down, or it is under repair. So health of the equipment he will know, and based on that he can choose the slot. Even the cost also he can compare the cost. So we have not governed any kind of cost so that you have to put particular cost. It is up to the institution what they want to decide based on the money they have invested to put those kind of facility. So they can decide everything, and user will also have some kind of comparison if he has to go X kilometer or Y kilometer based on the availability of cost as well as the availability of the equipment immediately, whether it is available or not, he can choose everything. So that kind of option we want to provide to any user.
That's right. So what is the future of iSTEM that you have planned? Basically in phase 2. Phase 3, you explained it's almost 5 years since it will be functionable. What's the plan for phase 2?
Yeah, plan for phase 2, what we are thinking, it should be a one nation, one portal in true sense. And people should not go, what I am seeing in India, when you do any research, just other institute also start copying that. That kind of culture should be stopped. And people should concentrate on new things, not the same thing to repeat. Yes, you have portal, I will also make portal. And I will also use 3 years to make it in the public, right? So those kind of efforts can be avoided, and people should come forward, talk to each other, start collaborative R&D, so that the need what we have as per the society, what we don't have to work as per the foreign country thirst area. We have to decide our own thirst area, and I think if this government is planning in that way only. Let's decide the thirst area, what problem people are facing in particular region, and do the research. And you know, the Office of Principal Scientific Advisor has started city cluster, science city clusters in various cities, and that is going to identify the issues in various regions. Okay, and iSTEM, that even city science cluster, whatever city knowledge and innovation cluster is there, that is also hosted in iSTEM portal itself. So we are going to connect everyone through this portal so that people will make use of that, people will start the collaborative research and do the meaningful research also. So we are going to observe who is doing what kind of things so that we can suggest them. At least we cannot stop, but suggest to improve through this portal.
Okay. So for these kind of activities, are you partnering with any institute, other government agencies or departments, or any kind of, you can say, accelerator programs or something?
This is the government portal. So all the ministries are already part of that. PSCs are part of that. They are taking part in sharing the information. They are trying to implement idea in their affiliated organization. So we are partnering with everyone. It's not that any particular organization is there so that we can accelerate those things. Yes, we are contacting every startup. Now we are going to start that way so that we can support them. We can, whatever they need, we can provide that kind of thing. And what they really have expectation, we can also implement vice versa. So that kind of things we are thinking.
Okay, great. So, Dr. Sanjeev, it was pleasure talking to you, and you gave a lot of insight about iSTEM, its phase 2 and what's going to be phase 3. And we will be eagerly waiting to speak to you regarding certain innovation coming out from iSTEM and see the success, not just see the success, but actually live the success of iSTEM.
Yes, I hope this will benefit to our country people.
Yes, with the kind of activity that iSTEM is doing, I believe that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that will help. I'm really hopeful it will help society at large.
Yes. So it's just not the society, I see it at large globally, when organizations and government and people like you are working together, there is no looking back for India. And we could be one of the major, we can say, the hub of innovation in the world coming soon.
Yes. Yes. So that will happen. That will happen soon, because I am telling you, recently government has asked us to extend this facility in the other countries too.
That's great.
Right? So that we can have, and we are working on that. Currently, we are not on paper, but we are working with those countries, people, so that they can share their own facility. They can talk to our scientists and start collaborating research. And we are signing some kind of MOU from Bangladesh and other countries also. Okay. As I mentioned, I keep conducting the program for foreign country, developing country, who are our partners, having the partnership through iTech ministry, iTech program of MEA. I hope you know that iTech program. Yeah. So this is an Indian Technical Economic Cooperation program is there, which is always, I think every year we conduct more than 200 programs for foreign country. We call them, we fund fully to their stay, their entertainment, everything. With that, we are going to support everyone through this portal also.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And looking forward to speaking to you again. And here, viewer, we conclude our conversation today. And we thank Dr. Sanjeev for his time. For more such information on the electronic industry and innovation and research, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press the bell icon so that you can receive the notification whenever we update or upload any new videos for you. And stay connected, viewers. Thank you.